This is Matt Smith with New Gamer Nation here. We just took a look at Dust, and you're the executive producer. What do you think about the game?
So Dust, I think, is a fantastic addition into the EVE universe. It's great to have a first-person shooter that's completely free to play on PlayStation 3. I think it's going to make a great complement to the spaceship side of the game, which is EVE Online. We're really excited about just the opportunity to join the PlayStation 3 and a PC game in two very different kind of milieux, like a first-person shooter and a more of a third-person spaceship simulator MMORPG. Linking those two together in the same world is a lot of fun. It's got a lot of potential.
It's also a free-to-play game, so I mean, that alone, just being on PS3, is a little bit different than the typical game.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about the free-to-play model for this.
It just makes a lot of sense. I mean, all the way through, we've been trying to get at a broader demographic with Dust514 than we have done with EVE Online. Going free-to-play just takes away that barrier to entry. And it just means that anybody can just get onto the PlayStation Network, download the game, and be playing, straight away. It's on the PlayStation Network right now, so people can get on there, give it a go, see what it's like. And then if they want to, they can get into the microtransaction side. They can get boosters to give themselves a bit of an advantage. They can, if they're cash rich but time poor, they can get a little bit of an advantage. But it's no more than anybody who just wants to play the game, not spend a single penny, can get that. There's nothing in the game that you can only get with cash. I mean, people can genuinely play this game for free, and it's an amazing first-person shooter.
Yeah, I mean, like, if I'm actually decent, I can pwn some noobs and buy a tank with the money from each match.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can club together. You can get together with your friends. You can make sure that you get into a corporation. So the cooperative side, you really see when it comes with the unique fittings and everything that happens with Dust, which kind of mirrors to a certain extent what happens in EVE Online with the way that you can fit your ship out differently. You can set out a squad in Dust, with everybody tailored to be like the perfect combination, and you're all fighting for a common cause. You link that with the fact that you can have your buddies also playing EVE and spaceships. If you call in orbital artillery in Dust, that's actually EVE players who are in real time shooting down as you call the airstrikes in. So it's none of this like computer control stuff. You can actually make sure your buddies are in position overhead on the planet. And that level of cooperation and coordination, that really is what makes EVE Online and Dust514 so special. It's really about making sure that it's the players and the coordination and the interaction that they have with each other. That's actually the really most key and meaningful parts of our games.
Now, I believe you also just announced EVE Online Odyssey, an expansion.
Yep.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
So that's coming out on June 4th of this year. It's our 19th free expansion. It'll be our first expansion in the second decade of EVE Online. So EVE is 10 years old on May 6th of this year, which is a pretty amazing stat for any sort of MMO. We've been growing constantly for 10 years now. And Odyssey really is about, there is a huge amount of things to do in EVE, as you can imagine, in a game that sort of, had 19 expansions over 10 years. One of the problems we've always had is people knowing, well, what to do. There's so many things to do. How do I do it? So, as well as adding a lot of new content in, shaking things up actually within the universe, and of course Dust514 helps with that. It's this big new game coming in to shake things up. We're also really going back and the way that you find things, the way that you're actually able to interact with space, to know what to do next, which has always been kind of one of the big barriers in EVE, which is new players coming to the game and say, there's so much here, but I don't know how to get to it. Well, we're completely revamping that, putting loads of really good new content in, shaking things up for our veteran players, making it easier for new players. Because we really want EVE to be a hardcore game, but one that you don't need a degree to kind of learn and get into. We want it to be easy to learn and hard to master. So Odyssey really is about bringing that sense of wonder, the unknown, exploration back into the game. But it's a game with fangs, it's a game with teeth, it's a game that punishes you if you get it wrong. But when you get it right, and you get it right with your buddies, it's just, it's an amazing feeling.
Well, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, Dust is great, and we're looking forward to seeing what you guys got coming out next.
It's going to be very exciting. Thank you.
Appreciate it.